Escape the dungeon!
Hello, everybody. This is Escape the Dungeon, the podcast where we ask you to join us as we explore the world beyond the world's oldest role-playing game. My name is Mike Cripps, and I will be your master of ceremonies. And I am joined by four.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow. All right.
Damn, you forgot me already?
I did everything last episode, and you already forgot about me?
Look, I said 3 for like 40 some episodes, man. There's some muscle memory going on here. Zach Brass.
Hello.
Dom Brass.
Heyo.
Nate Brass.
Tyler, don't cut out that flub.
Oh, I'm not.
And Tyler Knittle.
My job is to correct mistakes and leave in the funny ones.
Each season, we will be playing a different tabletop role-playing game. This season, we are playing Urban Shadows 2nd Edition, a Powered by the Apocalypse game published by Magpie Games. How are you gentlemen doing today?
Fantabulous.
Speaking of correcting mistakes, I said I had a 38 special, but that's not a gun, that's a round. I got a Colt Diamondback. Anyway, I'm doing good. How are you?
For those of you who may be joining us for the first time this season, we have a fun little tradition at the top of most episodes where I like to ask the guys a hard-hitting question, you know, to get the brain pumping and the heart thinking.
Yeah, it's really gotcha journalism. It's pretty intense.
And man, if this game doesn't just make me want to lean into my worst instincts and ask you guys the meanest questions.
Do it, you won't.
He will.
Well, so, like, I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about at the top of the episode today, and I was thinking, like, well, debt is a major theme of this game. Should I ask the guys how in debt they are? I feel like that it's not a fun question to ask or talk about.
No, really?
You want me to comb through and figure it out? I'm not sure.
Yeah, let's not do that question.
Yeah, so we're not gonna do that one. I figured I would take it a little easier on you guys for now. Maybe we'll loop back to the real hard balls later on in the season. But this game is kind of spooky. It's kind of supernatural. And I guess what I want to talk to you guys about is, 2-part question here. One, do any of you guys like actually believe in anything supernatural? And if not, if nobody does, and that's not a conversation that'll last longer than like 40 seconds, do you guys like being spooked in general? Do you like spooky season? Do you like to be scared?
No and no.
No's across the board, Nate.
Yep. 2 questions, 2 no's.
I guess asking why don't you believe in the supernatural is probably just because you don't.
Because it's made up.
But like, so do you not watch scary movies at all? Do you?
I'm not a big scary movie person. No, I like the Scream movies, but like they're like not on the scary end of horror films, you know?
Yeah.
They're on the fun end.
It's because they're making fun of horror movies.
Yeah, that's why I like it.
That's why you respect it.
Yeah, I'm into those. What about the rest of you guys? Did you have any feelings about the supernatural or horror or anything like that?
I'm pretty sure aliens are real. That's as close as we got.
Yeah, I feel like how could they not be, right?
Right.
That's where I land on that.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, I guess we could get into
the weeds of like, possible ideas on things like spirituality, but that's a little bit deeper than I think we're trying to go here.
We can go as deep as you want to go, baby.
I think that's a whole podcast.
Let me throw it at you this way. Do you think that aliens have ever been to Earth?
I mean, almost certainly not, but like, you'd never know. I mean, it's like a 99.9% not, but like, I don't know. It's possible. I mean, it's not almost certainly not, right? Like, surely.
Dude, all the aliens are here. They're here. The aliens are here, guys.
You ever seen those pyramids, Zach? How could humans make triangles?
Yeah, how could humans stack rocks on top of each other? Oh my
Guys,
god!
I might not have seen aliens, but I might be pretty sure aliens aren't real. But I did see one once.
You saw an alien?
Totally, and Tyler was there. He can vouch for me.
Oh yeah, when we were on the bus, we thought we saw a UFO.
Yeah, there was like 50 fucking people on this bus, and we saw something that everyone. Okay, so there's a bunch of people pointing at something outside, and they're like, "Oh shit, it's a shooting star," because there's something moving quite fast across the horizon, and then it just changed directions on a dime.
I'll also note that this was our Philmont trip. So
we were in the middle of the desert in New Mexico.
Yeah.
So you guys definitely didn't see aliens.
Yeah, I mean, it was probably like a balloon or something that was like shiny and caught in the wind.
I know it was not aliens. I'll tell you
but
that.
But like, here's what I know. It definitely moved like in a way that a regular like a plane couldn't. So that's why I figure in hindsight, it must have been something like a balloon, but it just looked like it was pretty big and quite a distance away.
Okay, whatever. I don't believe in spooky things in a meaningful way, but like they could exist and sometimes they freak me out. I like spooky movies. They're fun, but yeah, supernatural things. Sometimes I'm a little bit afraid of curses. I don't want to curse myself by accident. You just watch out for that stuff.
I think I
That's
like
fair.
15% believe in ghosts.
No way.
Like I mostly don't, you know what I mean? But
No
I get
way.
that. No, they can't. It's because it's all like weird like, I don't know, light people made of light, the fucking memory of a person existing, and you can do weird stuff.
Ghost stories make for good stories, right? Like going on a ghost tour is fun, not because I think I'm gonna see a ghost, but I am going to hear a cool story about how some dude was murdered here, or, some other bad thing happened, like the building caught fire, or it was a mental hospital or some shit. But you get to learn some history in this
Read a
nice
book, you
little...
nerd.
Yeah, no, you know what?
I do.
Totally. I was gonna say shout out to our ghost tour guide, who whatever his name was, I forget.
Donovan.
Sorry,
Donovan.
In New Orleans, Donovan, you were the man. That was an awesome fucking tour.
Point proven.
I feel like everybody's aunt, though, has a story about like, I had a dream where my grandfather was sitting at the foot of my bed telling me that it would be okay. And then when I woke up, my parents told me that grandpa died. You know what I mean? Like,
No, I got a good one. My mom went to her friend who lives up in New Hampshire, and she's like, yeah, we went to this like mansion, and I took a picture of a ghost, and she showed it to me. And there's like this black mark on the corner of the frame of the picture she took on her phone. I'm like, Mom, part of your finger is covering the lens. No, it's a ghost. No.
Got photographic evidence. Call the CIA.
very good. Let's get into our game, shall we? Since last week, I have settled into how I'm gonna introduce the episodes for this season. So, Tyler, hit us with that live theme song. Go ahead, I'll wait.
Wait. No, that was last season.
Oh yeah.
Wrong track. Wrong track.
All right. Previously on Urban Shadows. Las Vegas is a city full of movers and shakers, debtors and creditors, people with nothing to lose and everything to gain, and vice versa. Everyone is looking out for the next opportunity to cash in a favor and make a winning bet. Enter our 4 persons of interest: Bobby, the werewolf; Ezra, the soulless man; Christina, the wizard; and Dale, the tow truck driver. They find themselves at a party gone bad, with a swarm of flies erupting out of the birthday boy's mouth. Before we jump into the action, I want to rewind a little bit to the end of last week's episode, where obviously I made a pretty big decision about what was going to happen, right? The Fey Prince, whose birthday party you are all at, started coughing up flies and fell to the ground. As the MC, the Master of Ceremonies in Urban Shadows, I get a good amount of power to build the story. Obviously, with the moves that you guys have been making so far in this campaign, you get to set a lot of the narrative stakes with those things. Even on a mixed success or a success with consequences, a lot of the times, if not all the time, you guys are going to get to decide which consequences of those actions you are going to decide happens. You get to pick and choose and build the narrative yourself with the moves you make, the kinds of things that are going to happen to you. But I also get to make some moves. These are MC moves, and I'm just going to read this straight from the book so we're all on the same page about how this works. Is that I get to make a move as hard or as soft as I like. That's the language that the book uses. A hard move or a soft move. Whenever there's a lull in the action, a player misses a roll, or a player hands me a golden opportunity. So basically, whenever I feel like it, I can say something happens. Some of the options that it gives the MC for these basic moves are inflict harm or corruption, put someone in danger, reveal a deal done in their absence, things like that. There's a whole list of them. I'm gonna be pretty good about these. I like to do big end of episode things, but
You would never do anything to like hurt us emotionally, right?
What I guess I'm trying to say is I'm not going to try and be overly harsh with these. Obviously at the start of the campaign, just to like get the ball moving, I've made some big swings here, but I'm going to try and match the intensity that you guys set with my moves for the most part. You know, there will be times where I decide to turn the dial up a little bit. That's how this works. There are also going to be faction moves that we'll get into down the line. If you guys decide you ever want to take like downtime, an extended period to get into stuff, then I have a list of things that like the various factions in the city can try and do. But that's not what we're doing right now. Right now, we are going to start with Bobby Bristol, the werewolf. And the reason I want to start with you here, Bobby, is that we did not really establish what exactly you were doing prior to this fly situation at the end of last week's episode. So I want to go just back before that. Bobby, you are at the party. You are at the birthday party for the Fey Prince, who is dancing on like an elevated platform, sort of surrounded by friends and guests. As you have entered the party, you have seen that Cris got pulled off by Celeste towards the dance floor. Dale has gone into like operation mode to start setting up some like bugs, which is going to take a good amount of time. And to help Dale out with that, Ezra has thrown his fedora into the air and challenged Sylvester Stallone to a dance-off. Leaving you on your own here in the party. What is Bobby doing?
Wow. So Bobby, just the dance off.
I forgot I did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, how did they get Sylvester Stallone to this? This is incredible.
Yeah. Okay.
He's really into the face scene,
So
actually.
what Bobby has to do is he has to just try to attempt to socialize and hang out with these people. He figures, I know art stuff. I can just kind of look cool in the corner with other people who look cool and seem important, and convince someone that he's important enough that when he name drops Hector's firm, it's try to draw some traction. But yeah, the strategy is look cool in a corner. That's what I'm gonna go with.
As you scope out the corners of this club where the party is being hosted, you see that like one corner is sort of the entrance where people are coming in. The bouncer, Terry, from outside is letting in the people that are on the guest list. You see the other corner is like where the bar is set up, and there's a long line of people waiting for drinks. Another corner has that elevated platform that the prince is dancing on. So there's only one corner for you to sort of casually look cool. And you see that there's clearly a bunch of other people that had similar ideas. And there's like a dozen or so party guests sort of lingering in the fourth corner and sipping on drinks and like paying attention to how much other people are paying attention to them, but like not like aggressively not making eye contact with other people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. This sounds awful. I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
It's like that meme.
I don't know.
I mean,
like
you said I want to go
felt...
stand in the corner at the party.
Yeah, but now I
Who
see
did you
how,
think was going to be standing in the corner?
Well, you know what? I didn't think about it very much. Okay, clearly like these guys. So I feel pretty sad here. And I go in line for drinks and I casually try to start conversation with the person in front of me.
You see like an attractive young woman, very like sparkly dress, and she's like dancing to the music while she's waiting for the bartender to come to her. And she like looks over at you and you see that her eyes are like super dilated, man.
Don't do it, Tom.
Oh, shit.
And she's like, hey, are you having fun?
Yeah, I'm having such a good time. It's crazy. This is lit, yo. Shit. No, dude, it's good. It's good. Are you having a good time?
I'm having the best time. And she like puts a hand on your shoulder and throws her head back laughing.
Haha, yeah, this is great. So how'd you get an invite? This is a pretty crazy party. I don't understand anything.
Oh, my uncle got me in. He owns this place. I can get into any party I want here.
Yo, that's crazy. That's actually insane. Okay. I want to persuade this person for sure.
Don't do it, Dom.
I have to do it.
You have to.
No.
I want to roll to persuade this person. I can say something, but I do want to make a roll.
I mean, to persuade her to do what? Like what?
Okay,
what's your goal
specifically,
here?
I want to convince her. Oh, this is actually better. I want to lie to her and trick her into thinking that I am just super deep and an incredibly a rich artist, because that's just objectively not true.
This is weird.
Okay.
That is my goal.
So you're trying to
You've probably heard of me.
present yourself as more than you are. I see.
You want to present yourself as a sellout.
Yes, exactly.
I don't think this is something you necessarily need to roll for. Like, there is a move that is mislead, distract, or trick, but like, I don't think we necessarily need to do that right now.
She's on Fairy Molly, man. She just believes you.
Yeah, you're
It's
right.
more like if you were trying to get something out of her, like that you would need her to believe this deception. Like, that's what that move is for. Like, what is a good outcome here for you?
A great outcome is she thinks I'm super awesome, and I name drop that Hector's firm, and she's like, oh my god, I heard about those guys, that's super great and amazing and you're so cool, and that she mentions it to her dad or something. I'm hoping to, or just really to gain the connection of her, but I'm trying to avoid rolling heart, but I don't know if there's a good way to do this without rolling heart. And I saw mislead, trick, and I was like, trick sounds great. And I'm looking, and it's like, that's not quite what I need here. I could try to figure her out, because I'm trying to build the connection while also ultimately trying to name drop.
Okay, sure. I think then that we do want figure someone out here, because you are more trying to figure out how you can use this person to like further your goals than necessarily just trying to deceive them.
No, that makes sense, and this is better for me.
Then I need you to roll 2d6 and add your mind score to see how well you are able to understand this young woman.
I rolled a 7. I'll take it. That's a fat 0 on my mind, so.
Okay, that's good. That is a success, which means that you get to ask 2 of the following questions, but they also get to ask one of you as well. If you're in their circle, you would get to ask an additional question, even on a miss, but she is not in the night circle. She is in Mortalis. You can ask who's pulling your character's strings, what's your character's beef with somebody, something, you fill in the blank, what's your character hoping to get from fill in the blank, what does your character worry is going to happen, how could I get your character to blank, or how could I put your character in my debt?
Oh, I want to know how I could put her in my debt.
Drugs.
Okay,
Drugs,
easy.
absolutely.
Fantastic.
She is looking to party. She is looking to do weird drugs.
Oh my god, that doesn't feel super ethical to hold drugs over her, but I guess that's the name of the game, right?
Yeah,
Um,
it literally is.
yeah, it literally is.
Giving her drugs without asking for anything in return is just like a favor you can do that she would owe you a debt, which you could then cash in for anything you could cash in a debt for. If you just like hang out with her and entertain her and like party with her, she will sort of like bring you into her circle here and give you the opportunity to network.
Okay.
And she's apparently like a modestly important person.
Yeah, which seems dope.
She like daintily hands you her hand. I'm Penelope.
Oh, yeah, I'm Bobby. How's it going? You know, it's pretty cool. This is a dope party. I'm good at this. Shit. Fuck.
Do you You're funny. You don't do this much, do you, Bobby?
Nah, I'm busy. I'm busy with my art, and sometimes I got work things going on,
Oh, you do art? That's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I find it's a reflection of my soul.
And she like laughs in a way that you're not sure if she's laughing because she's high or she's laughing because like she thought you said something stupid or
Yeah, that's fair. Either one is fun.
Either way, it's working.
Yeah.
So she gets to ask a question of you, and her question is going to be, how can I get you to party with me?
Ooh, I like this.
Oh, okay. Drugs, probably.
We're on the job, Bobby.
Yeah, Bobby's out.
Yeah, I know, but Bobby's like not good at like letting loose like that. Like he is, but it's like it's kind of like a solo thing, unless you're like on drugs or something, in which case you just kind of go.
Well, Bobby, you do have a weird brimstone-y smelling sand-colored substance on you.
Yeah, I thought about that, but then I was also like, I don't know, man. It kind of just smells like sulfur. It feels not fun or a good idea.
It is like almost certainly drugs.
It's almost certainly
like
drugs.
75% sure that it's drugs.
I show her the drugs.
You show her this pouch that you picked up.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, so I got this earlier today. I don't know if you actually know more about this by chance.
Oh my god, Bobby, you are bad.
Yeah, you know.
And she like gets in like close to you and she said, "You seriously brought sand in here?"
Yeah, sand. I know, it's crazy. What is? Yeah, sand. That's what this is.
Were you about to say what is sand?
She takes the pouch from you and she dips like her pinky in the substance, rubs it on her gums, and as she does, like her eyes just like roll back in her head and she just laughs and laughs and laughs. She only does like a small amount of this substance, this sand, before she like puts it in her little purse. She is finally able to get her drink from the bartender. And she pulls you back to the VIP section.
Dope.
As she is pulling you back there, you see somebody else is coming out of the VIP section with a cart full of presents. Shortly thereafter, you hear the Fey Prince give his speech about how he always starts with the smallest present. A fly flies out of it, and the Fey Prince falls to the ground, coughing up flies. We now cut back to where we ended last week's episode. Bobby, we now know that you are in the VIP section with this girl Penelope and her friends. Cris, you are on the dance floor with Celeste. Ezra, you are on the dance floor with Sylvester Stallone. And Dale, you have made eye contact with Moose Calhoun, the leader of the Sons of Earthly Filth faction, who you have overheard on your bug talking about waiting for the prince to start opening presents. And as the flies start buzzing around, chaos breaks out. People are panicking. They're like knocking each other over on the dance floor. The prince is on the ground, his hands like up at his throat, like doing the universal choking sign. All hell is breaking loose. Dale, you see that Moose is looking calm and pleased on the other side of the club. Now I ask you what I am always supposed to ask you guys after I do an MC move. What do you do?
I want to cast a spell.
Okay. Talk to me about this, Nate.
To do this, I must channel and collect my magics. So I roll with spirit to see if I have magics to spare.
What does this look like in this moment? What are you trying to accomplish with your magic? You're doing this in a crowded dance floor as people are like bumping into you and like trying to run for cover, and flies are swarming down and like starting to crawl all over you. What happens?
Immediately, Cris just goes into like crisis mode and starts like drawing these runes in the air. They obviously glow as they're drawn and they look cool and magical.
Nice.
And just like gathering energy, kind of like I feel like it often looks very similar when she like channels her energy and is like very specific, like focus spells and stuff, and just trying to like get room and make sure I don't get bumped by people as I try to do this in the middle of a crowded dance floor.
Yeah, so you said you have to roll for spirit to see how well you are able to channel your magic?
Yes.
Go ahead and do that.
My spirit is 2, which makes this a 9.
Okay, and what happens on a 9 for that?
On a 9, I hold 3 and choose 1 from a list of bad things that can happen.
Very good. So what hold means is that for hold 3, you basically have 3 like points of power that you have gathered from this. And within your move, there will be different things that you can do by spending that hold. You can do that however you want. There might be specific rules for the specific move that you are doing, but once those 3 points are spent, it is done. You would need to like re-channel magic to do that any further. And what is the like consequence or bad thing that happens as you channel magic?
I am going to suffer 1 harm.
Very good. And I think that the kind of harm you suffer is going to be dependent on the kind of magical effect that you want to do. So what are you spending your hold? What kind of spell are you casting in this moment?
I mean, technically, I feel like it's more during my channeling that this happens, because like I don't have to spend those immediately, those 3 holds.
I guess like just to visualize like what your intent is, like if you are trying to do like ice magic or whatever, like you would get a little frostbitten, you know what I mean? Like whatever not necessarily the specific spell, but like however you're flavoring the magic right now.
What Cris is doing is like gathering as much like energy, mana, whatever you want to call it. They draw 4 runes that like kind of stay there, whereas the other ones were disappearing as they were drawn, and then kind of like pushes their hand out as those one of those runes like goes into her hand and like kind of is sucked into her body, and the other 3 go flying out and go towards my friends Bobby, Dale, and Ezra. And I am going to spend 2 of my hold to cast linking to telepathically link us.
So what does that mean? What does that do?
Spend 1 hold to telepathically link up to 2 characters in your presence for a few hours, allowing them to communicate with each other and with you, regardless of distance. You may spend additional hold 1-for-1 to add more characters to this network.
So spending 2 lets you add 3 people to your network.
Yes.
Very good. So all of a sudden, these like glyphs fly across the room, and they land with each of you, and you can suddenly hear each other in your own heads. So I think the harm that Cris, you take here, I think that rune that you absorbed, it has just like scorched your hand a little bit. And so you are going to mark 1 harm here. And how harm works in this game is that every character has 5 boxes of harm across 3 tiers. 1 faint, 2 serious, and 2 critical. Whenever you take any harm, you always mark boxes from the top down. So you start off by doing 1 faint, then you would go on to the 2 serious, and then the 2 critical. So you will just mark the 1 faint level harm right now. And faint is just a minor harm that you will shrug off just by getting some rest. So it's pretty unserious as long as you're not taking additional harm. And so you guys can now hear each other in each other's minds. What do you do?
What the hell was that? Do y'all know what happened?
I know I was kicking Sylvester Stallone's ass in a dance-off.
Hey, can you all hear me?
Yeah, you're good, Dale.
Is this thing on?
You just have to talk. You don't even have to talk. You just think the words.
Oh,
It's real simple.
okay. Get over here right now. There's a guy we need to chase.
You chase that guy.
I'll go meet up with you.
I turn to Penelope. She's running away and freaked out.
The flies did not like immediately swarm the back VIP area. So you at first like just hear people screaming after the prince suddenly like goes quiet and starts coughing. And then you start hearing this insectoid buzzing sound. And then you hear like Cris in your own head. And then you see a full swarm of flies burst into the back VIP area. Penelope's friends start immediately like losing their mind, screaming, like falling over each other. Penelope is just like looking wide-eyed at this, and she's just like, oh my god.
I would like to let it out and I want to grab Penelope and dash out with just insane lupine agility.
Yeah, so that's a specific thing that you can do as a werewolf, tap into this bestial strength and speed in moments of stress. This is a let it out ability. You're gonna need to mark corruption, and we are going to need a roll from you with spirit.
I rolled a 9.
Technically, you only need to mark corruption on a hit, but that is a hit. You mark corruption, you activate the ability, you get Penelope in your arms, over your shoulder, and are able to start booking it out of here. Because that was a partial hit, or not a full hit, the effect is going to be costly, limited, or unstable. The cost here is that if you want to get Penelope to safety, you're going to have to leave the rest of your friends behind.
Oh, they'll be fine. They'll figure it out. I'm not worried about this.
Who is this Penelope girl that she's somehow important now?
She's just a contact. I spent this whole party just hanging out with her. I got nothing else done. Like,
Bro, she's here all the time. You can just come back and be like, hey, so that was crazy.
exactly. But like, it'd be a bummer if she died. That wouldn't be helpful. It'd been just a whole waste of time. Then Hector would be pissed at me.
Look, we got more important things to deal with right now.
No, I get it. He could do his thing. Me and you are going to chase that guy. I have no idea what Cris is going to do yet. Probably something surprising.
Well, she telepathically linked all of us.
Yes.
So,
I mean, that was surprising. I didn't know that was an ability.
magic walkie-talkie.
What are you guys doing?
Well, he told me to chase somebody, and I'm good at that.
I mean, Dale, you say we need to chase somebody, but when you look at Moose Calhoun, he's not going anywhere. He is standing calmly in the club watching all of this.
We need to storm angrily over to somebody.
I'm better at that.
Ezra, as you get this message, you are in the middle of the dance floor. You are surrounded by people who are watching you dance off. And when the flies start swarming, panic is breaking out. People are like rushing into you, bumping, knocking people over. And you see Sylvester Stallone just get like knocked to the ground and people are starting to like trample over him.
No.
Well, I've got to help him up. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna let it out too.
Let it out, dude.
Okay. And what are you trying to accomplish by letting it out? What are you letting out?
Okay, so I have an ability that is impress, dismay, or frighten someone with a display of demonic fury.
Okay.
So the idea being, I'm thinking I can use this to kind of more disperse the immediate crowd around myself and my buddy Sylvester, and then I could help him up, and we can just, I can even bring him along. He's a pretty big, intimidating guy. He could help us intimidate this guy over there.
Give me a roll with spirit to see how well that you let it out.
All right, guys. Ooh, a 9.
A 9. So again, you succeed, but you do need to mark corruption.
Totally.
What does your demonic display of power look like? Does something about Ezra change in this moment?
Oh yeah, no, it's like a quick little like I like cross my hands in front of me and then like swing them down like and like do a little like energy demonic like kind of pulse where I quickly change into my demon form, which looks like a devil with wings that are like angel wings and big red horns and shit.
Wow, really went outside of the box for that one, didn't you?
Yep.
Guess what his favorite video game is?
No, he doesn't look like that in that. He's look more like a bug. Yeah, no, so I just like flashes that real quick and kind of does like a little scary fire and stuff around me for a second. Maybe I like float up into the air a little bit.
Here's where I get to make an MC move against you. You said there was fire, dude. And one of the things here is that the consequence is that this was unstable. I think the club catches fire.
Ooh, okay. All right. Well, shit.
Your demonic flames flicker out. They hit the walls, and there are streamers that immediately just go up in flames.
I'm just like, oh.
The crowd like immediately forgets about the flies, and they start like running in the direction of the fire exit, but your display is enough that the people around Sylvester Stallone moved out of the way and that you are able to pick him up, and he looks at your strange demonic form. Whoa, are you some kind of devil man?
Something like that.
You help Sylvester up, and he gives you a respectful nod, and he gives you like a predator handshake, even though he wasn't in that movie.
Yeah.
And he starts booking it out of the club too.
To save someone from a crushing death, he caused a bunch of crushing deaths.
But I now, presumably, Sylvester Stallone owes me a debt, though, right?
You're going to be in Rocky 90.
Because I'm writing that down.
Yes, you can write Sylvester Stallone owes you a debt and add that on your character sheet.
Son of a bitch.
Dom, you can write that Penelope owes you 2 debts. One for the drugs and one for getting her out of here. Dale, you send out this message. You see that Ezra is busy saving Stallone and lighting the club on fire. What do you do?
God damn it. I'm just going to keep going over towards Moose and grab him by his jacket and try to like lift him off the ground. But, I'm an old man. I don't want to throw out my back, so I'll just settle for tippy toes.
He is a like lanky, thin, skinny, light guy, and you are able to walk right up to him through the crowd, grab him, turn him around, and he just has a totally content face. I thought that was you, Dale. I thought I spotted you in the crowd. I didn't take you for the kind of man that enjoyed this kind of debauchery. But I suppose you never really know someone, do you?
Oh, I'm sober as a priest on Sunday right now. I'm on the job. What did you do, Moose?
What did I do, Dale? Just look around you. I brought a present to the party. Isn't that what birthdays are for, Dale? Isn't it to make an impression? Give someone what they need rather than what they want? Why, I did that not just for the birthday boy, but for all the people here today.
Why did you do this? You better put a stop to this right now. Tell us how.
What did you do?
Yeah, what did you do it? Where is she? Where is she?
Moose just, again, he's total calm. Little Prince is gonna be okay, Dale. You don't have to worry. This wasn't a murder. This was just a demonstration. A demonstration of what's to come if people don't change their ways. A demonstration that life is short and life's meant to be sweet. But people are squandering it. Squandering that sweetness.
You better tell me right now what you're talking about.
You want to know what I know, Dale? You can come to my meetings every Sunday morning. Listen to me preach because it's always the same sermon.
And what makes you think we're even going to let you out here?
Why wouldn't you, Dale? Cris, you are overhearing like this entire conversation in your head. Celeste is like clinging to you, scared out of their mind. What are you doing as Dale is confronting this guy?
You know what I want to do is rush towards the prince.
Are you like dragging Celeste with you? Because they're like kind of slowing you down, sort of frozen in place.
I think I'm gonna turn to Celeste and say, "Find Dale. He'll keep you safe." And rush towards the craziness of the prince and where this is coming from.
So Celeste like lets go and eyes just wide, looking around the room, spots Dale yelling at this guy, and just gives you like a panicked nod. As you head over to the prince, you can see that a few Fae are attending to the prince, including the guy that pushed out the cart full of presents, which have all been like knocked over and are scattered around. And the prince's like coughs seem to be slowing down, and like it doesn't seem like he's really coughing up any more flies at the moment. He looks like sick. Like he doesn't look good, but he's not dead. He seems like stable, question mark. What do you do as you see this?
I would like to attempt to reshape the essence or nature of an exposed object or magical spell.
Nice. So you are going to try and reshape the nature of this magical effect that is happening with the flies?
Yes.
Very nice. So roll with spirit to let it out and reshape this magic.
That is a 10 full success.
Ooh, okay. So with a 10, you do it. Mark Corruption, activate the ability. The MC will tell you how the effect is costly, limited, or unstable. You get to choose whether you ignore the corruption or the complication. I think that this magical effect that you are unleashing, that you are letting out, requires more mana, more inherent magical essence than you currently have by yourself. You are going to need to draw upon magic of the people nearby, including the prince, to have the full effect of this spell, which is not going to kill the prince, but is going to put him in a worse state.
I think I'm going to ignore that and take the corruption.
Okay, you find that well of magic deeper within yourself instead of pulling it out of others, and it costs something of you, but you are able to do this.
I'm just going to like suck these flies into my being and like be corrupted by the magic myself.
Oh, I love that so much, Nate. But you gotta answer me this. Are you swallowing all these flies? Are they going down your throat?
Oh, yeah.
Cris, like, magically unhinges her jaw for a moment.
Ew.
I didn't say that.
And it just goes like full like snake mode. And these flies form a cyclone in the air, but rotating in the opposite way as they swarm all around in one big motion and then fly directly towards and into Chris's open jaws. And when the last one enters her mouth, the jaw rights itself and the flies are gone.
Excuse me.
Gross.
So, Dale, you like turn around as you're screaming at Moose, and you see all the flies fly directly at Cris, and she swallows them all.
Oh, God. Maybe I don't want to learn about this stuff.
And for the first time, Moose loses his calm. He seems upset at this.
What's the matter, Moose? Things didn't go to plan?
Things went to plan well enough, Dale. Was just enjoying the show.
Well, sorry to cut it off early. And I noticed that the place is on fire.
Yes, it is.
I'm gonna throw him to the ground and say, "You're lucky my friends are idiots."
Wow.
I run over to try to help evacuate other people.
You see Celeste running towards you, but she is cut off by somebody. Older guy, probably about your age, Dale, in a like powder blue suit, slicked back hair, mirrored sunglasses. He like sort of grabs Celeste by the wrist, and he's like, "Where do you think you're going, darling? You're not enjoying the party?"
Hey!
Kill him, Dale!
Ezra, you see Celeste, who I don't know how well you know.
Not particularly. I've seen her around.
Didn't you try to kidnap her or something one time?
I hid them from some other demon.
You see Celeste like get stopped and grabbed by Josh.
Ooh, don't like that.
Cut his head off? What?
I'm not gonna cut his head off. My boss would be really mad, but I want to smack him with a bottle, a full bottle. You know, just
Yeah, fucking glass him.
in the back of the head, if I can. I'm gonna try to sneak up behind him and glass him.
That sounds like you are turning to violence. So go ahead and roll with blood.
Okay, guys, blood's my best one.
God, turning to violence is the coolest way to call it.
Ooh, okay, 8.
8, so that is a success. You get to choose, or you inflict harm as established. I think a bottle to the head, that is 1 harm. Josh like reaches up to the back of his head as he gets hit, lets go of Celeste, who runs past him to Dale. Josh looks at you. He's like, Ezra, I should have known you would have been here against the boss's orders. You know this was my job.
I'm sorry, my hand slipped. I'm just so clumsy sometimes,
And they get to choose one as well. Either inflict harm on you, put you in a bad spot, or create an opening to flee. I think Josh just cold cocks you, punches you across the jaw, and you are going to take 1 harm as well.
Ow. Ugh.
And the fire is spreading.
Come on, Celeste. He's fireproof. We're not.
Run, Dale!
I'm gonna try and occupy Josh at least long enough for Dale to get out of there with Celeste. And we all still have psychic talk, right?
Yes.
So I can just, make fun of his stupid haircut and like kind of dodge around and like kind of, fight him. But like, really, I'm just trying to like not get hit too many times.
That to me sounds like you were trying to mislead, distract, or trick him while everyone else gets out of here.
That sounds good.
So go ahead and roll with mind.
Oh, fuck. Well, we'll try.
It's okay. It's my worst too.
All right, guys. Oh,
That's
a 7,
dude!
Yes.
All right.
Great. So on a 7, you get to pick 2 of these options. Create an opportunity, such as giving the rest of your team a chance to get out of here. Exposing a weakness or flaw in Josh. Confusing him for some time. Or avoiding further entanglement.
Okay, so create an opening and avoid further entanglement.
What do you think that looks like?
Okay, so we're doing a little he's trying to punch me a little bit, and I'm mostly just dodging and sort of and I'm gonna try and sort of lead him over towards look around, and like I picture this place is pretty on fire by now, right? I assume.
Yeah. The decorations like went up fast, and that is like the most of what the fire is. The structure has not really like caught flame yet, but it's probably just a matter of time if it doesn't get addressed soon.
All right. Okay. So I'm going to look around and say that like maybe I see like a hanging decoration that is on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, some wood bullshit. And I see that it's looking pretty precarious and try and like, draw Josh over there, like, and hopefully kind of use it falling to quickly make my escape. After giving them obviously time to get away with the ensuing fight in the first place.
Yeah, so you like tackle Josh into some of the flaming decorations, and because you are both tainted, you are both corrupted by demonic forces in some way, you can withstand the heat and the flames in this moment for now, and that gives Dale, Christina, Celeste a chance to get out of here, get onto the street where Bobby is with this woman Penelope, and as Ezra is rolling around on the ground of the flaming nightclub with Josh just looks at you almost with like a pitying look, Ezra. And he's like, "You really don't understand anything, do you, Ezra? Why do you think Boss really sent me here tonight?"
I don't know, maybe he just likes your stupid face.
My face isn't stupid, Ezra.
It's gonna be stupid after this. I pop him in the nose.
You full on break his nose. It's like, "Oh my god, you stupid idiot. I hate you."
I love you too, buddy.
Kiss, kiss, kiss.
And as he like rolls out from under you, he's like, "You better watch yourself, Ezra. You better stop You better start thinking. You better start understanding what's really going on here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, keep yapping. Go run back home to Pops.
He pops his collar and he disappears into the flames.
All right. This turned out to be a pretty fun night.
And as you and the last of the people get out of the nightclub, you look around on the street. People are a safe distance away from the smoke billowing out of the building. You look around and Dale, there is no sign of Moose. He is just gone.
Lousy little rat.
And as you are evaluating, you're mentally checking in with each other. Bobby, Penelope is with you, and she's like, what a crazy night. Oh my God. Bobby, we have to do this again.
See, she gets it.
Yeah, for sure. We'll hook up, link up on online or whatever. I'll give you my number, or you give me your number. Actually, that's gonna be better that way.
Give me your phone, Bobby.
Okay, I try to avoid that, but I give her my flip phone.
Oh,
You hipster.
you don't have Instagram on this, do you?
No, it's kind of like it's like an artistic choice. I'm trying to separate myself, from social media like that,
You are ridiculous.
Yeah.
Christina, Celeste pulls you away from the crowd.
I would like to stay with the prince if possible.
Sure, you can stay within eyesight of him pretty easily, but Celeste clearly wants to get slightly away. Do you go, or do you tell her not now?
Yeah, I have to say not now.
Okay. And you see that she is holding herself close, clearly not okay with something. But you stay.
Would you consider this a genuine plea for help from someone vulnerable?
I think so. That's your corruption move?
Yeah.
Go ahead and mark corruption, dude.
Fuck.
Oh man.
Oh, no.
Already.
You ignored a plea from help from the person you are in love with.
If I knew it was a plea for help, I would, but...
So you stay by the Fey Prince's side as he is sort of drifting in and out of consciousness, and the Fey attendants that are with him are thanking you for your help and what you did, when a ridiculously nice car pulls into the street and stops right in front of you. This is like a brand of car so nice I can't think of the brand of car that it is. This is nicer than a Mercedes or an Aston Martin. This is true billionaire car. You know what I mean?
Yeah, got you.
And the car stops, and stepping out from the driver's seat is an individual. They are about 7 feet tall, tight form-fitting, and stylish and avant-garde, green and pink clothes, and a full-on cape draped over their shoulders.
Baller.
And you see that their eyes are just black. This is the monarch of the Court of Spring, who delicately approaches you, gliding across the street. What has happened to my child? and we will pick up from here on the next episode of Escape the Dungeon. Thank you for listening to Escape the Dungeon. Escape the Dungeon is created by Dom Brass, Nate Brass, Zach Brass, and Mike Cripps, with editing and original music by Tyler Knittle. If you enjoyed this show, please consider subscribing and leaving a 5-star review on your favorite podcast app. To find us on social media, go to escapethedungeonpod.com.